The Australian commandos charged over the deaths of civilians in a firefight in Afghanistan say they'll strenuously defend the charges. One man's been charged with manslaughter in what's believed to be a first for a soldier in a theatre of war. The 3 soldiers have been charged after a raid last year in which 5 children and an adult were killed. Peter Lloyd reports.
This is the house where Australian commandos opened fire. They fired through the window, says a man who survived. 5 children and 1 man were killed in the raid. It happened in a town not far from Australia's main military base in southern Afghan province. My oldest son was cut to pieces, says this grieving mother. The widow of the dead man claims a translator working for the Australians admitted they'd fired on the wrong house in the compound. Those involved in the raid tell a different story. Some gave details of the operation to the Defence Reserves Association based in Melbourne.
They had an operational patrol plan which obviously was to seize and capture or kill a known Taliban insurgent, and they had Afghanis with them, so whether they're in the right compound or the wrong compound, I can't answer, nor does it matter in the sense that they were chasing this individual.
1 soldier has been charged with manslaughter, 1 with failing to follow an order. A 3rd will be charged on returning from overseas.
Our Australian Defence Force has strict rules of engagement, and I think they've got the finest tradition and the finest reputation as they go about very difficult and dangerous work.
They have basic competencies before they even get anywhere near the unit. The unit does pre-deployment training. It goes through a mission rehearsal exercise. It then has to be certified by senior military officers in that Special Operation Command organisation before they're allowed anywhere. And quite frankly, they in some ways are probably more mature than their regular counterparts.
2 of the soldiers have issued a statement that was cleared by superior officers.
We are deeply disappointed by the decision. We will strenuously defend the charges. Words will never adequately express our regret that women and children were killed. However, it should not be forgotten that the casualties were ultimately caused by the callous and reckless act of an insurgent who chose to repeatedly fire upon us at extreme close range from within a room he knew contained women and children. This forced us to make split-second decisions under fire, which almost certainly saved the lives of our fellow Australian and Afghan soldiers.
In military circles, there's alarm about the impact of the charges on morale, particularly among soldiers still serving overseas and those contemplating signing up.
I am concerned for the morale of all soldiers who will now be very wary when they hear of this until it's all cleared up. In terms of what are the rules of engagement, am I in defending myself and my mates, am I going to be caught up in a courts martial?
There's never been a manslaughter charge against a soldier in Australia that we're aware of.
According to military experts, had the Defence Forces not laid charges, those involved in the raid could have potentially been charged and faced trial before the International Criminal Court in The Hague. They will now face courts-martial proceedings before a panel of 5 serving officers who'll act as judge and jury. Peter Lloyd, Late Line.